So I'd say, you know, Dillinger Escape Plan is almost like it's been our school. We've been pretty much grown up in this band and seen the world and learned more than we ever could in a school, probably just from
School of Hard Rocks.
yeah, being in this beast. But
I like that. That was good.
School of Hard Rocks.
Don't take that. That's his intellectual property. It's not just about waking up and making it through the day. It's about waking it up, you know, honing in on the spirit that you need to channel for that day, you know. And even if it's, you know, some days that spirit is 80% of you. Some days you wake up and you're just already full of fire and it's not as hard to find, and there's other days where maybe only 5% of you is feeling that, but you isolate that 5% of yourself, or that 80% of yourself, or that 43% of yourself, and you become a conduit for it.
I guess at one time I was a fan of the band, and then the opportunity to join the band came up, and I felt kind of strange about that. It seemed a little too good to be true. And you know, I think more than anything, just kind of reaching for something and realizing that anything is possible.
When we first started Dillinger, it was kind of like there was this void that needed to be filled. There was this energy that didn't seem to exist that I admired from the bands of the earlier days, the punk bands and the metal bands. Things got stale, extreme music started to become formula, new metal started to become huge, and there was this energy and this beast that existed but didn't have anything channeling it. So we started Dillinger for that purpose. We needed to be the vessel.
This energy is almost a form of anger management in a sense, you know, because it's such angry music, but it's a release of these emotions that I kind of wouldn't even know how to deal with otherwise than playing music like this. So it's great in the therapeutic sense, and you know, one of the biggest virtues it's taught me is patience, which is kind of ironic because, you know, it's also the most frustrating music I've ever played in my life.
This band has taught me more than anything to not just keep going, but to learn how to channel what it is that we're doing and isolate it and block out everything else in the day, and that keeps going, you know, and you get better at it and better at it, and it transcends member changes and years of your life and time periods of your life, and it morphs along with you and kind of rediscovers itself over and over again every time you take the stage, every time you write a record, every time you write a song.
You know, Robert Frost, like, road less traveled attitude that has gotten me and this band where it is. And you know, for a long time I tried to figure out how to get the band to fit into my life, and then I realized that the more I tried to put myself in the middle and put other things in my life around the band, the easier it was to kind of keep it together mentally and creatively.
There was absolutely a great deal of pressure joining this band. I mean, considering how great the past two drummers are, like, I love those dudes, and you know, those are kind of really big shoes to fill. And with that being said, you know, as the third guy and the young kid, I certainly had a lot to live up to. You know, and growing up, I've never wanted to be the type of drummer that would just be the hired gun. Or just, you know, get the gigs to play for money, or just go play some music that I didn't like because it would pay well.
It's been really interesting to be like the core member from the beginning that's existed all the way through the years, and see all these new guys come in, some of which were so young they didn't even listen to this kind of music when Dillinger started. Some of them, you know, were fans of Dillinger for many, many years from day one, and to see them come in and just without any expectation or any instruction, I should say, of how to be in the Dillinger Escape Plan, it seemed to just possess them. And that's been the most interesting thing, to realize that this band isn't about any one person, it's about the combination of people channeling this energy.
When I joined Dillinger, I feel like within like 1 year of being in the band, I probably learned more than all of my high school and 1.5 years of college combined. And people pay money to do that stuff, and I actually lost weight. I think I lost money to learn you know, which was good. You know, like we traveled the world, and you learn how to deal with different personality types, and you situations that are adverse circumstances. You play 20 shows in a row. You know, you at that point in time, we didn't really have things like a rider, or we didn't have any food really or money. We were all sleeping in a van, and then we were all sleeping in an RV. Sometimes you sleep under the seats. Sometimes you play when you've got, tooth missing or your voice is shot and you still can't cancel the show. So you just kind of learn more than anything to just persevere.
This band, more than anything else, is kind of, I don't know, been a real reality check in a lot of ways. I can't think of anything that's kind of taught me more than this experience.
Things fail on you, the drums fall over, people knocking into gear and everything and all this stuff, and there's always going to be so much working against me on stage that would never occur in any other musical situation. And I would imagine for most drummers that could either be scary or it could be a bit of a turnoff, but for me it's kind of something I'm just used to now, and I look forward to it every time we get to play a show.
There's a need for bands like this, a need for bands that truly recognize that art and free expression are more important than formula, are more important than trends, and I think that's why we're still here today.